There we are. It looks like we are live. Everybody, hello. Dirk Beverage with We Supply America coming to you for our sixth premiere of the We Supply docu-series that has been streaming all summer. I'll tell you more about it. Today we are going to focus on an amazing organization out of Amsterdam, New York, Hill and Marks, and I cannot wait. In 29 minutes, we're going to stream the premiere of this episode for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know a number of you are starting to come in on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube. When you come on in, please let me know that you're here in the comments. I'll be sure to pull you in. Say hello. Let me know where you're from. Let me know if you've been watching the docuseries. I'd love to know what your thoughts are relative to what we're doing with We Supply America as we're traveling this country, championing the noble calling of distribution. I'm here in Bliss, Idaho, as I've been making a dash from Denver, Colorado to Portland, Oregon for a stop that I had yesterday and a stop that I have tomorrow. I'll tell you all about that. Come on in. When you come in, let me know that you're here in the comments, and I'll be sure to pull you in. All right, but we're going to get started in exactly 2 minutes. Okay, guys? Thanks. All right, everybody, welcome back to our sixth premiere of We Supply America, the docuseries, as we are traveling the country, championing the noble calling of distribution. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited for this sixth premiere where we feature Hill and Marks out of Amsterdam, New York. We're going to stream in exactly or just about 25 minutes, and I can't wait. So for those of you that are um, new to We Supply America, let me just give you a little bit of information about what we're doing and where I've been in the last couple of days. All right. So, We Supply America is a national campaign where we are out championing the noble calling of distribution. I'll tell you about this, what we're doing in terms of the championing the noble calling of distribution in just a bit. But let me tell you about where I was yesterday. I was in Denver, Colorado yesterday with an amazing organization, General Air. General Air is a gases, welding, and safety distributor based in Denver, Colorado, an independent distributor, third generation ESOP organization. And I have to tell you something, I left there just absolutely inspired. My heart was full, my mind was on fire. The things they are doing there are just absolutely unbelievable. My day started at 6:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning with the drivers of the organization before they went out making the deliveries of their gases, of the cylinders and the like. Um, And it was an amazing 45-minute conversation that I had with these drivers. And by the way, they had chicken and waffles. They mixed syrup and hot sauce, and it was just a great, great time. But then we got out, we got to talk to the individuals individually about why they have been. This is Luis, a driver that's been with the organization for about 10 years, I believe, and he just absolutely loves the culture where they are, where the organization works with them to absolutely thrive as an individual. That's what they talk about, helping individuals thrive, meet them where they're at. And look at how he's smiling. That was what the entire day was like. From there, then we went in and looked at the operations. We learned how the cylinders are filled. We looked at the research and the development. We found out about how they do the specialty gases and the like. And it was just great to see the operation. Whoa, look at this. What is this one? Man, they also are in the safety business, and that's Dave over on the right. And he gave me a safety demonstration of harnesses. And man, Dave lives to bring safety to the customers and clients of General Air. And this was a great example. They put me in a harness. They first showed what happens when somebody of my weight falls from just 4 feet, and it just can break bones and destroy your insides. And so they told me how to prevent that and got me in the harness, and that was a lot of fun. But you know, in the end, it's really all about the people. And I met just an amazing group of people at General Air down in Denver. This was when we were doing the We Supply America chair, and it was just a fantastic day. We were there from 6:30 to 3 o'clock is what I actually pulled out, and we are just absolutely having a great time learning about how they are championing the noble calling of distribution. So, as I'm out on the road, 81 days now since I left Barrington, Illinois, as we've been championing the noble calling of distribution, you know, it's really, as we say, a national campaign to help the channel of distribution, to ensure distribution is absolutely the channel of choice for customers, for suppliers, and the like. We're out celebrating, thanking the 30,000 independent distributors that are the backbone of this country. We don't have our country, everything you have in your home, everything in your business has passed through the docks and the trucks and the warehouses and the distribution centers of these 30,000 independent businesses. And we're out there championing the noble calling of distribution to help those 30,000 independent businesses, many family owned ESOP businesses, thrive. And then this industry creates 6 million jobs. Think about that, 6 million jobs, and an economic engine of $6.9 trillion, third largest economic engine on the planet, behind the GDP of, the US and China. I'm laughing because when I said that yesterday to the folks at General Air, I don't know where my mind was, maybe in Afghanistan. I said the third largest economic engine behind that of Russia and China. So I made a mistake there, but I caught myself. It's the third largest economic engine on the planet behind the GDP of the US and China. And so we've been going around the country championing this. Now, at the core of We Supply America, and by the way, we're going to air our 6th episode in just about 20 minutes, and I see some individuals coming in. So let me just say hello. And guys, I'm coming at you from Bliss, Idaho, from McDonald's because all the other Wi-Fi's were down. This is where I have ended up on, and so I hope that it's streaming well for you. So let me say hi to those that I see coming in. Karen, thank you so much for being here. Really good to see you as always. Michael, yes, sir. Thank you for your help in introducing us to Hill and Marks from ISSA. Michael, thank you for all your help. Kelly, great to see you. And we too are looking forward to today. Peter, thank you for being here as well. And Paul Kennedy, my friend, great to see you. And I'm looking forward to our conversation on Monday, Paul. So thank you so much for being here. So we have in June, we went across the country and we met with these 8 different distributors that we are streaming these broadcast quality docuseries. We started with Porter Pipe. They premiered on July 8th. The following week was Wise Way Supply. You see it. The following week was Benco Dental, then Indiana Oxygen, Great Lakes Hotel Supply, Last week was Hovis Auto and Truck Supply. Today, I cannot wait. Hill and Marks is going to premiere, and then tomorrow we wrap up the docuseries. Excuse me, next Thursday we wrap up the docuseries with the Granite Group, an amazing organization up in the Northeast. So this is week 6, and the 81 days that I've been on the road have just been absolutely, as I've been trying to explain to you, absolutely eye-opening. Let me share with you where I have been and what we are learning, okay? Because we're going to stream in about 18 minutes right now, the Hill and Marks episode. But over the last 80 days, I've divided the country into 4 parts. And we have made stops at over 27 different distributors. Take a look at the distributors that we've had a chance to meet with on this We Supply America tour. In addition to the 8 that we're having the docuseries on, you see that we've had a chance to meet with those from the industrial gases, from great organizations like TSG. Paul Kennedy, you're on, man. I had a great time with your team when I was up in Plymouth. In the electrical, plumbing, waterworks. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in Portland with an amazing organization, Consolidated Supply. Got to see what's going on in the agricultural part of distribution with New Cooperative. Last week, I was up in Minneapolis with Edney in the um, implement, agricultural implement distributor. Dalco and the Jan Sand, similar to who we're going to be talking about today with um, Hill and Marks. Down in St. Louis, I was with Holt, an electrical distributor that just opened my eyes to great things, the great people down at CK. And you can see, I won't go through them all, but I want you to know that we have spent a ton of time meeting over the last 81 days, 27 different distributors, at least 4 hours in every one of these distribution businesses. And I have to tell you that I am learning an absolute ton. So what I'd love to do is I'd love to share with you some of the things that we're learning, okay? And I think this is going to set the stage for what we're going to see and learn and be inspired by with today's episode at Hill and Marks. And I must say, hello, Jennifer. Thank you so much for jumping in. Great to see you as always. Thanks for being here. So, guys, as we have visited with these 27 different distributors, a story has started to evolve in terms of what truly does define the noble calling of distribution. And I cannot wait. I get home on Labor Day, and in September, we're going to be talking about this, writing about this more. But I think it's really important for all of us to really think deeply about when we talk about the noble calling of distribution. What does that mean? And what truly separates these independent, family owned ESOP businesses that we're working with, that we are championing? What truly separates them? And what I've discovered is that there are 7 ethos, 7 pillars, 7 ethos that separates these businesses from others. And I'd love to go through these 7 ethos with you. And as I do this, if anything resonates with you, would you please, say yes, no, let me know what you think with each one of these, if you don't mind, all right? So, number 1, the first ethos that has just jumped out at me in terms of this noble calling of distribution is that the businesses that I'm meeting with, when you listen to Hill and Marks, when you see what we're sharing on social with these 27, when you look at the last 6 episodes, and when you look at the Granite Group next week, what I find is that these organizations are truly driven by a deeper purpose. There is a calling that these companies have that go beyond what the average individual has in their mind in terms of what a business is. I've been meeting with ESOP companies, for example, and think about the purpose there. I mean, at the core, an ESOP company is a company that's owned by its employees, and part of that deep purpose is taking care of those employees, not only during their career, but even after their career. I mean, there's a deeper purpose to those types of businesses. What I found is that these businesses have been called to something deeper. They've been called to something of meaning. Typically, these This meaning is it touches people at an emotional level. It's sometimes altruistic. Yesterday, for example, um, General Air. When you talk to the people at General Air, the leadership at General Air and their employees, this organization has been called not just to deliver great products and great services, but they have been called to quote unquote meet their employees where they are to help them thrive. It's absolutely amazing. Porter Pipe has been called to partner with their customers to help build America. And we can go on and on and on. Number one, the noble calling of distribution. These businesses have a deeper purpose that drive them. Number two is these businesses, the noble calling, are absolutely people businesses. Now, hold on, as I say, a lot of organizations talk about being, in the people business. Sometimes it's platitude. These businesses I'm meeting with, it is not a platitude. And when I talk about being a people business, what I am finding is these organizations, the noble calling of distribution, is is that um, I am seeing these businesses. I'm seeing these businesses as a platform for personal and professional growth. They truly are a platform to help their customers, their employees grow and achieve their potential. And it truly is noble, and it's absolutely fantastic how they commit to helping those individuals thrive, their employees thrive, and fulfill their potential. I call it unleashing the human spirit. We're going to be talking a lot about that. Number three is family. The noble calling of distribution, these businesses we are meeting with, at the core, every individual, when I say, what's kept you here for 20 years? What's kept you here for 30 years? What they talk about is family here. Now, again, a lot of companies talk about being a family, but what truly separates these? You know, one of the things that we're going to be talking about is respect. Paul Kennedy, you're on, and I still remember talking to Rich, your transfer supervisor out in the warehouse. I said, why have you been here for 20 years? And he says, number one, I like what I do. Number two, and he points right over to leadership, and he says, and they like what I do. It just, the family aspect says that there's just a deep-rooted respect between leadership and the employees and the leadership. We're going to be talking about that a lot. Number four is customer centricity. Again, at the core of these businesses, they are partnering with their customers to help their customers succeed. And and guys, I understand it's a little bit choppy. I'm going to just keep going, and if it's too choppy for you, I apologize. We will have the recording for you. All right. This is the best I could do in Bliss, Idaho, as I'm dashing between Denver and Portland. So I apologize for the choppiness. All right, customer centricity. All right, we're going to air our sixth episode with Hill and Marks in about 11 minutes. Let me go through these last three, and then I want to bring in two special guests for you. Okay? So, the fifth ethos of the noble calling of distribution is expertise. One of the things that that just keeps popping up and just inspires me is that maybe because of the purpose and the people aspect and the family aspect, what I find is that the tenure in these organizations of individuals is just it's inspiring. Individuals have been in a lot of these organizations for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And what that's developed is a deep expertise in their role, in their function, in their business, in their customer's business, in the industry. And what happens is because that tenure, there's this deep expertise. And because of that customer centricity, there's just a deep expertise that you don't see in other businesses. And I find it very noble that these businesses are structured to bring that deep expertise to the marketplace. Number six is an ownership mindset. Um, you know, Yesterday, again, it's because it's on the top of my mind. I'm walking through the organization, and in every room there are these large televisions on the screen, and they are showing in real time the metrics of the organization, right? Financials are absolutely an open book. And what they've done is that's just one example. What they've done in these companies, part of this noble calling, is they've helped develop the entrepreneurial spirit, not just at the leadership level, but throughout the entire organization. And I find it very, very inspiring. We're going to be talking more about that going forward as well. And then the seventh ethos of this noble calling distribution is profits. I think we need to talk about this a lot more. But yes, let's say it, profits are noble. One more time, profits are noble. Companies, those of you in distribution could not create 6 million jobs without profits. You cannot contribute to the local high school team or the local soccer team without profits. You could not create food drives or help with Habitat for Humanity without the profits. And we need to understand that profits are in fact noble, and it's part of the noble calling of distribution. And these profits allow us to continue to focus on the 6 other ethos. So there you have it, you guys. 7 ethos that I've been identifying, that I've been thinking about, and we're going to start writing about these a lot when I get back to Chicago on September 8th. But we're going to be streaming our 6th episode of We Supply America here in just about 8 minutes. So before we do that, what I'd love to do is I'd love to bring in some special guests who know Hill and Marks and who we couldn't do We Supply America without our sponsors Infor and Proton. So if you don't mind, Gary, I'd like to start with you. I'm going to bring you in. And Gary, welcome. Gary is with Proton. How are you today, Gary?
Doing good. You're in my neck of the woods. We're only about 100 miles apart, I think.
I am, and man, if I would have timed it better, I would have been able to get the RV to Boise, but I'm about 100 miles south of you, I think. But thanks for being here, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Gary, would you mind introducing yourself first, and then Proton, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so I'm Gary Welch out of Boise, Idaho. I'm a regional sales director with Proton. Proton, we provide an AI-powered sales platform built specifically for the distribution industry. So the platform helps distributors grow their sales across every channel by analyzing all of their product and customer data, analyzing it with AI, and then giving them some customer insights and some cross-sell opportunities so they can be a bit more proactive and better serve their customers.
Yeah, fantastic. And I know you're doing some absolute great things with distributors, driving results right out of the box, pretty much. And,
Totally.
I just read a book by Peter Diamandis that The World is Faster Than You Think. And one of my key takeaways there, Gary, was that AI is the future. And, I think what Proton does, and tell me if you agree with me, is that, Proton takes this thing called AI, right? That is used to be out of reach, I think, for distributors, and really brings it in. And is that a fair statement?
Totally fair statement. I mean, we've seen AI in everything day to day. So the GPS that you use as you're on the road, your Alexa at home, any of that stuff is going to
Well
use
said.
AI. We are using it specifically just for the distribution industry because distributors have a ton of data about their customers and
Yeah.
products, and that's perfect use for this kind of technology. So we've seen some really great results with the people we partnered with.
Yeah, thanks so much, Gary. And Gary, then why is yours and Proton's support of We Supply America, which we appreciate so very much, why is it so important to you all that you support We Supply America?
I mean, just like you've been saying, nothing that we do in our day-to-day lives doesn't go through distribution. So
Yeah.
the food that we eat, the RVs or cars that we drive, the homes that we live in, none of that's possible without these distributors and their employees making sure that we get everything we need to basically live every day. So,
Yeah, without question. Thanks, Gary. Gary, we
yeah,
appreciate your support so very much. It's been a great partnership here, and thanks for jumping on today.
yeah, thanks, Dirk.
All
We're
right.
looking forward to the next episode.
It's going to be great, I guarantee you. Thank you, man. We'll see you, okay? Thanks so much. Okay, so that's Gary with Proton, and then what I'd love to do is I'd love to bring in Evan with Infor as well. Evan, hello, hello, hello.
How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you for being here, buddy. Well, I'm not in your neck of the woods based on the the paraphernalia behind you.
No, New York, New Jersey area for me.
Yeah.
I've been in your neck of the woods. I've been to the town you're in, though.
It's really funny. When we jumped down in the green room, you asked me where I was, and I said Bliss, Idaho, population 385, according to Wikipedia. And you said that you've been here. Is that right? Is that true?
I have. Yeah, the world of a software man, and you get to go everywhere.
Yeah,
So you've seen every place and everything.
yeah, I love it, Evan. Hey, would you mind introducing yourself and then in four to our audience, please?
Yeah, my name is Evan Slavoski. I'm the senior account executive here at Infor, and I specialize in working with distribution and manufacturing clients, specifically in the New York and New Jersey area. Um, and Infor is a company, we are an industry specific software company. Like I mentioned, I specialize in working with distribution and manufacturing companies, mainly with their business management, warehouse management, supply chain, inventory, analytics, etc. Really, we try to assist our clients in gaining the most revenue for a stereotypically small margin industry, while still trying to provide phenomenal value to their customers. And I trust me, I know that's a mouthful, but it's kind of difficult sometimes to summarize in a few seconds how we work with companies
Sure.
like Hill and Marks. That is a, dynamic company, and it's something that I'm enthusiastic about. So I ramble on a little bit now
No,
and then.
no, I know you are, and you do a great job rambling, by the way, Evan. Just what is the most gratifying thing that you have found working with distributors? From this technology platform, this great technology platform in Foreheads.
It's a good question, and it's extremely important to me to have value in what I do. And distribution companies like Hill and Marks are really essential to make our world function. And I think I mentioned.
Uh, it looks like we lost Evan right there at the end, you guys. I apologize, Evan. But I do agree with you that they are absolutely essential, and thank you, Evan, and for your support of We Supply America. So, guys, we're going to start streaming the sixth premiere of our the seventh premiere. Have I been saying the sixth all the entire show? Bliss, Idaho will do that to you. Um, we're going to be streaming the seventh episode of the We Supply America docuseries in just about a minute. Thank you all for being here. I understand that because where I'm at, the connection is a little bit spotty. Those of you that are getting there, I still see you, Thomas. Thank you for being here, man. But those of you that are jumping in, we'll be sure to get you the recording as well if you can't see the whole thing. So here you go, guys. We've got about a minute left. And I have to tell you, my day with Hill and Marks started at 7 o'clock in the morning. It started at 7 o'clock in the morning above the Mohawk River in Amsterdam, New York, meeting the CEO of that organization for the first time, Jace Packer. And this episode, just about 10 minutes ago, we talked about the seven ethos of the noble calling of distribution, driven by purpose, focused on their people, family type environment, ownership mindset, deep expertise, customer centricity, and profits. And as you watch this episode, as you learn and are inspired by Hill and Marks, the Hill and Marks story, please do keep those seven ethos in mind, because I know you're going to see each of them. So I am so proud to introduce to you the seventh We Supply America premiere, featuring Hill and Marks from Amsterdam, New York. And here we go at the top of the hour. Enjoy. In a world of social distancing, remote working, personal challenges, and business disruption, there are businesses with their committed, caring, and passionate professionals who kept America supplied. Distribution. It's much more than meets the eye. The pandemic shined a light on the imperative nature of supply. That light, the noble calling of distribution. These are the inspirational stories and lessons from across America. This is We Supply America.
Dirk,
How are you?
great to meet you.
Great to meet you.
How are you today?
I am well. How about you?
Welcome to Amsterdam, New York.
That is beautiful.
You know, when my wife and I decided we were going to come back here,
From?
we lived in Washington, D.C.,
Okay.
and I had been there for 10 years.
Yep.
Built lots of relationships, friends, and a
Sure.
great community. And I said, I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah.
And today, you know, we had to switch our schedule around a bit.
Yeah.
COVID's made me a little bit more focused on my family and life balance. We're going mountain biking.
Awesome. Tonight, this afternoon.
The things you can do in upstate New York outside are unbelievable.
COVID impacted all of us personally.
Yeah.
Your employees personally. It impacted your business.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that story.
Okay. So for me, it started in December.
Okay.
So I went to New York City to visit some friends, and I went to see a friend who worked at Alibaba.
Yes. Okay.
And he said to me, Jason, can you get me some masks? And I said, what are you talking about, masks? I don't really, I mean, we sell some masks,
Yeah,
but you know, maybe 10 cases a year.
Yeah.
And
And you're the first one that asked for them.
And he said, you know, this virus is becoming a problem, and my boss at Alibaba needs to get a plane load of masks to China to start helping the people in China. I said, they're all made in China.
Right.
I can't help you. So I learned about it then, and it was on my radar. I kept reading I lived in China for a semester.
Okay.
And so I read the South China Morning Post on a regular basis.
Yeah.
What's going on? And I started to say, uh-oh, this is
Connecting
gonna
these
come
dots.
here. And I started thinking about it and watching it. So in March, I was at a customer's. I was walking up a big hill, and I started losing my breath. And I was talking to somebody at work, and he said, are you okay? I said, I think I'm fine. And the next day, you know, everything started to get bad. So we got the leadership team together, and we said, what are we going to do? What does this mean for us? And Governor Cuomo hadn't really done much yet.
Yep.
We were just talking about it. And I said, we need to start getting our technology straight. We may have to get everybody out of the building. So we started thinking about the technology and getting people out of the building. We started moving people out of the building slowly.
Even before the state.
Yeah, before
started
the state.
shutting down things. Yeah.
We were concerned about it. And
Can I ask, what was your concern? I mean, at that visceral, deep level, what were you concerned about?
I was concerned about maintaining business. I was worried about, will we be able to sustain all of the employees in this building? What's going to happen if a lot of people get sick all at once? How are we going to supply our customers? How are we going to keep this business moving forward?
That
Continuity. And then overall, I mean, these are the people we work with, they're family, you know? People who worked with us for decades. I want to keep everybody safe, healthy. And so we slowly started to move people out of the building. We started to put in procedures and policies on cleaning and disinfection and masking, and couldn't find masks. We finally found masks
From Alibaba?
We were on the phone with China
Yeah.
late at night, and I said, I was on with my dad, our CFO, and our Chinese broker, and my dad said, 1 million masks? Do you think we need 1 million masks?
Yeah, right. That's a lot of
masks.
That would take up a lot of storage if this ain't real.
If this ain't real.
It was real.
It was real.
Yeah.
We pulled the trigger, and all those masks were sold before they even arrived in America. We had a situation where I said to our team, watch what's happening with Clorox. Clorox started to become an issue.
Okay.
And I said, this could happen with everything, guys. So toilet paper. I said, they said, you need to cancel that toilet paper that's coming in. I said, no, we don't.
Did you cause the toilet paper shortage? Is that what you just said? What does it mean to you working for a independent, family-owned business with such a deep, rich legacy, which I learned this morning, part of that legacy, Jason's great-grandfather invented selling candy at movie theaters.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's rich. Let's see. So what does it mean to you working for an independent, family-owned business with such a deep history and legacy?
Well, you truly become part of the Hill and Marks family when you're hired as an employee
Okay.
here. Just the just the tone. You're enveloped into the organization,
Yeah.
and you're treated as a part
Family.
of the family, and that's huge. And to have that in this area is even better.
What do you mean in this area?
Well, we don't have a lot of industry. Excuse me, you know, we had the tanning industry in the Adirondacks and things of that nature, and the stability that Hill and Marks has been here for so long is huge. Last year, as everyone knows, was very challenging for the entire world.
Yeah, darn right.
And we were able to pivot and find items for safety and protection, hand sanitizers, masks, gowns, all of that for our local educational and healthcare facilities. And we were able to support them in their time of need, and that was huge.
You know, we're talking about the noble calling of distribution here and what you all did, right? To pivot, as you say, and to keep this society moving and to keep those on the front lines able to do their jobs.
And safely.
And safely is absolutely amazing. Sid,
Yep.
thank you so very much.
Thank you very
really
much.
appreciate it. All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
So, Stephen, I was just coming right in here, man. You know, coming out of the pandemic.
Yep.
Good to see we've got the supply chain back
Yeah.
working and getting toilet paper back for
Very
us. Huh?
much. It's been a big change since COVID. You know, transitioning from glove boxes, which are much smaller, and now you're seeing places take 5, 6 of these at a
Oh,
time.
wow. Yeah. Sure. So during COVID, when national news, right, the run on toilet paper, did that impact you guys?
Yeah.
How so?
Our warehouse started getting smaller and smaller. Our inventory depleted pretty quick.
Yeah.
Our purchasing team did a great job finding any vendor anywhere that would give us something. We took it in. We got it back out to whoever needed it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people working on that, you know. Places would order 20, 30 cases at a time. You could only give them 5 cases. So that makes sure everybody gets something.
Somebody's got to, yeah.
So it was absolutely intense. The drivers were all trying to figure out what was going on, you know. You couldn't actually have a person sign an invoice anymore.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So you kind of had to see them, but not see them at the same token, make sure that all the product was there.
And get that confirmation
Yep.
that it was delivered and the like?
So remember when I talked to you about my goals for diversity
Yes.
and inclusion?
Yes.
So I set a goal. At that same time, I said to our team, I have 3 words for you for this year. Automation, automation.
I even got the third one. Yeah.
So our first foray into automation and really becoming a more efficient organization was with Infor.
Yeah.
Infor and Hill and Marks became married, so to speak, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then most recently, Benj came to us because we started opening our eyes to different opportunities in terms of automation, and Proton came to the forefront, and we implemented that. We know that there's competition, i.e. Amazon and a lot of companies that are coming into our space.
Yep.
And in order to stay competitive, in order to keep that localness here, we're going to still have to have all of the bells and whistles that a bigger organization would have in terms of automation. So we've used these vendors to help us get there.
We've got a company that's over 100 years old,
Yeah.
right? Amazing, right?
Yeah.
We've got a well-established global company, right? And we've got a startup here, right, out of Harvard. And look at how the companies have come together to really help Hill and Marks, right, fulfill the potential as an organization.
This room is our multi-purpose training room. The sales reps and management, we use this for training our sales staff, and we'll do a lot of manufacturer meetings in this room.
Yeah.
So as you can tell, we have a lot of different companies that we work with. They will come in and they'll present their products. They'll do in-depth training. We also use this as a training room for our customers.
Cool.
So in the front of the room, we have all different types of substrates that we use for training programs, and you know, we'll teach people how to clean properly. It's less about selling and it's more about helping. For me, as a sales rep, that is one thing that I love to do. It is helping the customer, whatever it is, whether it's a food service need, whether it is a product that they need for their restrooms or for cleaning, finding better ways of doing something.
You love this.
I love this. I have been here 15 years,
Yeah.
and I love what I do. I love the people that we work with. We are a great organization and a great team, and it's not about just me doing something out on the road. It's about all of us working together, and I'm very passionate about that. Our customers mean a lot to us, and we all pull together to help them. And you know, it's the one thing I love getting up every day and doing is working with our customers.
Should I just throw this on for the shoot?
I loved your We Supply America.
Me too.
Yeah. Cool. So we're gonna go. Is that okay?
Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Katie, you've used the word thrive a couple times.
Yeah.
Tell me about your Hill and Mark's role in helping these local businesses in the capital region thrive.
Hill and Mark's is a family-oriented. They care about the community, they care about their customers, and they care about their employees. And we will do anything. We will always make it happen. We'll always rally and work together. And that even like throughout the pandemic, they never laid anyone off. They didn't cut anyone's pay. They made sure that we worked through it together and had one of the most successful years ever. So Hill, we're determined, we'll persevere, and we'll always be there for you.
I took pre-COVID janitorial, sanitation, products served for granted.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a necessity that, you know, just had to be there.
Until the toilet paper ran out, and
Exactly.
then you're a little nervous.
Yeah. And then to really understand the deeper importance
It is.
of what you do, right?
Yep.
I mean, health,
Yep.
wellness,
Yep.
stopping this pandemic from spreading further.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So, from your perspective, all right,
Okay.
what's that deeper meaning of the products and services that you guys move into society, into this country, and into your local community?
So I would say there's a couple ways to go about this. One of them is our sustainability initiative.
Yes.
So we care about this planet, and we got to give the planet some TLC, right?
Yeah.
So we're providing supplies that are sustainable and eco-friendly, and that's another part of our deeper mission is that we care not only about the people who are using our products, but the planet and how it's going to impact the environment, and then also how our product and what we give to them, it is more than just a necessity to keep your place clean. We're teaching you training tactics on where the hot spots are. Make sure you're following dwell times. We do more than just hand the chemicals and say good luck.
Yeah.
We give full training, full knowledge, and then if they don't know it, they can always find it on social media or on our website, and we'll have that available for them there too.
Yeah,
That was
I
a
love
little
it.
plug. But.
Yeah, it was. You know, as you know, Katie, as we've talked, I just believe down to my core, right, that Hill and Mark's is just one of 30,000 businesses,
Yes.
right? That is just the backbone of the society.
Yep.
And we all contribute differently to that society.
Yep.
But our society wouldn't be what it is without you, without Hill and Mark's. So thank you.
We're really grateful. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And don't judge our hair.
I understand you've got over 10 years with the company.
17.
Wait, they only told me over 10 years. So what has Hill and Mark's meant to you over the last 17 months?
Quite a bit, actually. I think I've been very fortunate, I think, that, this has been my first real job out of college. I've never went anywhere else, and I think that's pretty unique for people my age to say that. But everyone has been very supportive from the top down. I've always felt like the family, always. I work for all the people here, and
So tell me what that means. You work for all the people here. You know, I think about, when you talk to soldiers, they say that they're doing it for who's in the foxhole with them and the like. What do you mean by that? You're doing it for the others that are here?
I just see the work everyone puts into their job every day. They care. Being in, previously in customer service, all of the customer service reps down there really care about the customer, and so do our salespeople, our sales managers, and the whole company.
How do you think Hill and Mark's contributed to the local communities that you serve?
Oh, I think a lot. We make sure that we were servicing our customers, but I know we've done a lot of donations too.
Yeah.
Face masks, hand sanitizer, you know, to communities in need that needed product. So, you know, just generosity. The generosity I saw during this time, you know, pitching in, it was unbelievable.
Where does that generosity come from? I mean, you're busy. I mean, you're jockeying. You've got supply chain issues. You've got all of this going on. Yet, the need to be generous, the need to help those in need, also rose to the top, which just adds more pressure. So where does that come from?
Oh, I think our leadership team and ownership. I know there's a big push to be part of the community. That's very important. It's one of our pinnacle things that we try to achieve. And I see it from Jason all the time.
A little bird told me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, a little bird told me that you were nominated, voted as the Employee of the Year.
I was. That was great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very shocked, honestly, because so many people worked so hard last year. But I'm very proud of that award.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And those who nominated you, what were the reasons they stated that out of the 100+ employees in this company, there's one who stood out?
I would hope they would say I was always there and willing to take the call, or I tried hard in a stressful situation to always remain calm and have a smile, because
we all needed that.
People lost loved ones. It was really a hard time. You know, people were dealing with a lot of stuff, and we all supported each other. So I just hope that they would say that I was there for them and helped out as best I could.
Tell me what you do for the company, because I think it's such an important role right now.
Sure. So I am the Vice President of Purchasing and Marketing here at Hill & Marks.
Yeah.
So all the products that are coming into the building, my team is responsible for introducing new products. We are responsible for keeping supply chain running and making sure that our usages, our demand is being met by the product coming in.
Yeah.
We have our customers that are counting on us, and they're not just customers. We work and live in our community. So these are the restaurants that we go to. These are the schools that we send our kids to. And if we're not there for them, they can't be there for us.
It's personal for you. It's local. And what I think I hear you say is this local community that has given much to you, right, and others, wouldn't operate the way it needs to without the Hill & Marks and the other distributors.
Yes.
Is that fair?
That is very fair to say. They are an important part of the community. We're part of that community. Again, it all comes back to supply chain, and I think so many people don't really understand how supply chain works. I know when I was growing up, I had no idea. I just went to the store or I went to the restaurant and they delivered my food. But those people, whether it's the restaurants or schools or government-run facilities, they need somebody like a Hill & Marks to be there for them, bring them exactly what they need when they need it, and battling through whatever it is, whether it's a pandemic, snowstorms, bad weather, to be there. It's almost like a form of the Postal Service.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. And you know, to your point, you know, the middleman, right? There's the manufacturer, right? And then there's the end user, the restaurant, the hospital, whomever, right? Tell me about the importance of that link in the chain, that distributor.
It is. I mean, it's critical. It is critical. I mean, the manufacturers, they can only do so much. There's only so many trucks that they can push out of their facilities. There are so many people that they can deal with on a direct basis, and that's really where distribution comes in. Some of our biggest manufacturers, I'll use Gojo as an example, makers of Purell. During the pandemic, they couldn't get trucks out of their facility. They had so much product, so much need, such a need out in the communities throughout the United States, they only had so many bay doors.
Oh, wow.
So they had trucks that were lined up, and only so many can come in and go out at the same time. And that's going to distribution, and that's going to retail. So imagine every hospital needing a truck. Imagine every single storefront needing a truck to have product delivered to them. It's just
the only way that happens. The only way that happens.
The only way it happens is through distribution.
When you hear the words "the noble calling of distribution," what comes to your mind?
I think about the people that are, to your point, moving those boxes. The pride that I had, and I believe our leadership team had, in saying, wow, we had a fantastic year last year. What can we do? We can raise the incomes of those people that are moving those boxes. And it is so meaningful. I mean, the reason we're in business, our purpose, and if you were to have this same conversation with my mom, my dad, and my uncle, it would be the pride of those cars in our parking lot. We're able to support all of those families, and we were able to lift their incomes,
their lifestyle,
their
standard
lifestyle,
of living,
the way that they live, the things we can do for them. That's what we love about this.
So, the purpose of Hill & Marks. Let's say that. What is your purpose? What drives you? What is your why?
My why are the people in that building. Period. End of story.
Your greatest hope for every one of your employees. How would you define that?
Freedom.
What do you mean?
Freedom to do what they love to do. This is a vehicle to allow them to have the one thing I hope that a lot of people have learned during COVID is life's short.
Yeah.
You only have so much time on this planet. What are you going to do? Your passion, what are you going to do with your life outside of the business to really fulfill yourself? And we want to be able to provide that for people, those opportunities, not just outside the business, but within the business. How can you grow yourself within the business? Somebody who's moved from customer service to bids to accounts receivable, they want to try new things and it's great for us. It's great to have that interdisciplinary within the organization.
But it's even better for them.
It's fantastic for them.
You know,
yes.
The reason why we become entrepreneurs is for freedom, right? I don't know if I've connected the dots until this moment over the Mohawk River that a business can take that same entrepreneurial spirit and drive it through the organization to every employee to have the purpose of freedom for them. That is amazing.
Instead of hot sauce in our bag, we have sprinkles in our bag.
Proton AI is proud to partner with We Supply America to tell the stories of the industry that we're exclusively focused on serving with our unique software platform. We build AI-powered tools, workflow tools, and sales enablement tools that help distributors grow their revenue. We care a lot about this industry. It's the industry that I grew up in, and we're proud to be a part of this project to help tell the story of the companies that serve America.
We Supply America! Number 1678.
So there you have it. Hill and Marks from Amsterdam, New York. Man, I got to tell you something. When I think about the noble calling of distribution, I think those last 23 minutes just captures it to the T. I'm about ready to bring on Jason Packer and Bill Miller, who you met in the video. And I still remember standing on that bridge above the Mohawk and how I was impacted. That just set the tone for that entire day. The deep concern this company has, the individuals have for the community, for the planet, for each other, for their customers, and how they build an organization and a culture to take care of all of those is absolutely noble in my mind. And so let's have a conversation with two individuals. Let me bring them in and then we'll introduce them if you don't mind. So Jason, hello. Bill, can you guys come together just a little bit? There you go. Hello. Hello, guys.
Hey, Dirk, how are you? Good to see you, Dirk.
Really good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Wow, the story is amazing, guys. So number one, thank you for allowing us to tell the story. That was the first time you got a chance to see it. No previews. So can we just start by asking for your visceral reactions to the story that unfolded over the last 23 minutes? Bill, you want to go?
I'll go first. Yeah, I mean, I thought I was thinner than I looked, Dirk, on the screen. So that was my first reaction.
Listen, man. Listen, I've got 8 of these episodes, buddy. I get it.
No, it's. I mean, my first reaction was how long ago that seems from when you were here in Amsterdam just a couple of short months ago. But the world has continued to be on a roller coaster. The same roller coaster we talked about. We haven't gotten off that ride yet, and we're still here. Our people are still here. The company is still here, and we're doing what we do. And I think our customers are appreciative of it. I know our people are appreciative of the fact that they have a fantastic place to work, and we're still out there in the community helping to support those that are in need as well.
Without question, Bill. Without question. Thank you. Jason, how about your initial reactions, bud?
Well, my initial reaction is, wow, I've got some really amazing people who do really good interviews. But seriously, I think that as I watch it and I think about, to Bill's point, we're still, going through that hamster wheel. We learned so much over the past 18 months that we keep reinstituting to help adjust every single, I don't know if it's every month, but it certainly feels like on a constant basis, we're readjusting that game plan. And watching, what people were talking about from our team and just rehearsing like what we've been through over the past 18 months, I think we've grown tremendously as a company. Yep. And you allowing us to talk about it, it's fun to see it again and just say, wow, proud of how far we've come and where we're, how far we're going to go from here. So we appreciate you coming out here and talking to us.
No. That's really, really my honor. And guys, I agree with you. You both mentioned the last 18 months, right? And boy, we all thought that we'd be looking at COVID in the rearview mirror, right? And we're not, right? And that uncertainty is still there. And I think you guys are at the heart of it, right? In the Jan-San part of the business, right? Distribution. And your ability to do what you do, to pivot as you do, to keep those hospitals open, to keep those restaurants open, to keep those schools open, is absolutely noble and so darn important for our country and for that capital region. So thank you. And Jason, I didn't get a final answer in that opening thing about, were you the cause of the toilet paper shortage? That's
well, I do have
no comment, Jason. No comment.
I have three girls in my house and a wife, so I tend to use quite a bit of toilet paper. I don't know if what you're referring to, but
Yeah. So, Jason, if you don't mind, what I'd love to do is I'd love to go to that last sequence of the episode. I don't know if you know how much you impacted me personally in that moment. And when I asked you, what is the purpose, of the business? And without batting an eye, you said it was the people in that building. And then I asked, what's your greatest hope for those people, your employees? And without batting an eye, without any delay, without any thought, your one word answer just struck me, man. And that word was freedom. We heard a little snippet there. Can I just ask you in this moment, when you hear yourself, saying that the purpose of the business is to help create freedom for your employees, can you just, in this moment, just add to that for me, man, because it's so important, so noble.
well, last week I spent time on a truck with our driver, and I just wanted to get a sense of what's going on the road. As you know, there's a shortage of drivers, and I wanted to understand what's going on out there. How can we make your lives better? And my driver said to me, without scripting, the freedom to be out on the road, to really do the things that I love to do, to not have to be micromanaged by a boss, to not have to come into an office. That person, Serge, has been able to find an opportunity in our company that he's been able to really. And by the way, this is his second. He kind of said, "This is my second chance in life. You guys gave me a second chance in life." And that gave him the freedom to do something he really loves to do. So to the degree we can find opportunities for people to do things they really love to do, and really find their passion and therefore their freedom, I see it that way. That kind of speaks to it. And I'll just say one more thing.
Please.
Yesterday, I had the honor and the privilege of and you're going to get to know this information before anybody in the company,
okay.
Of elevating an individual in our organization to a manager role. He started in the organization as a picker not long ago. I mean, I'm talking 4 to 6 months ago. He showed so much leadership and so much curiosity and so much passion. We moved him to the lead role. The manager had left, and we said, okay, we're going to interview and see who's going to be the next individual. So we went outside of the company. We offered anybody internally. He applied. He won hands down without any experience in this industry. And by the way, he's a former Harlem Globetrotter, which is cool.
Yes.
He just brings such leadership and passion. And so he's like, and we offered him his offer, the money and the whatever. He's like, I don't care about that. I want to take care of this company. I love this challenge to help grow this team and build this team. I'm happy. I need to get paid. I got to pay my bills. But the most important thing to me is to really go out and show you guys that we can do this, so we can keep growing this department.
That's amazing.
That's
no, that is freedom. It's absolutely freedom. Helping the individuals grow, helping individuals achieve their potential, as you are here, helping individuals follow that spirit, his spirit of leadership, if you will, is amazing. Bill, when you hear that, I don't know, you didn't see that clip of Jason and I on the bridge over the river, and when you hear, the purpose of freedom, and like what's going through your mind right now, seeing that on the film and then listening to Jason right now?
I mean, based on the last 18 months, I'm just wondering when mine is going to kick in, because he's got me chained to my desk. He won't let me leave until all of our back orders are filled, so there's no stock outs. I mean, if you're listening, please help me. All kidding aside, it's great to hear. I mean, from a leadership standpoint, Jason is fantastic. I mean, he really does allow the company to operate as individuals, really. So he allows myself to operate the way I need to. I allow my team to operate the way they feel need to, and vice versa. And it kind of ripples throughout the organization. And there is something to be said about that. I've worked for a company prior where it's very regimented, certain pieces and certain aspects of the job, and something had to be done a certain way. And that's not necessarily the case here. Jason, he allows that. I'll use the word freedom. He allows the freedom for us to find new ways and to create new paths to be able to get our jobs done and really to live our lives as well. Because I think the freedom extends beyond just the work here. The freedom also extends to when you need that time, that freedom from your job to be able to take care of your family or to do extracurricular activities. The company allows for that, and that's really fantastic. That's just it allows you to feel comfortable that when you're coming into work, you don't have somebody staring over your shoulder, wondering what you're doing and how you're doing it, making sure it's right. So I echo, Serge, our driver here. I feel the same way. You get an opportunity to be you and do things in a way that allows you to still feel as though you are a unique individual as opposed to just part of a system.
Yeah, rather than just a number, right? I like how you said that, part of a system. So thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. And guys, you're getting me thinking about those ethos that I outlined, before the show. And the second ethos was family. And how many times in the episode did we hear the Hill and Marks people talk about being part of a family, right? And caring for those on their left and caring for those on the right. And some of the words that I use in my notes from the last 81 days out on the road are words like connection, belonging, value, love. There's a deep bond in these organizations and at Hill and Marks. And the key word that I see is respect. And what I hear you talking about, Bill, is the company has a deep respect for the individual as an individual, right? There's a deep level of trust in the individual. And that respect and that trust, right, allows them to go, and you talked about it, to function in the way they believe is best for the company, right? And not a number, if you will. And so the family ethos, I think, is strong, ties to what you talked about there. Can you guys just add to, from your perspective right now, the importance of that family ethos at Hill and Marks, and maybe broader, if you don't mind?
Me? Go ahead. Sure. Well, I would say from my standpoint, in general, family is important, and I think here at Hill and Marks, you really do have that sense. It's not a case where people are just clocking in and clocking out and forgetting about those around them. We do. I think we talked when you were here. We do have each other's backs. We are looking for opportunities to help each other out in the community. We're in the midst right now of, because we don't have enough going on with distribution. We took it upon ourselves to do a backpack drive that we're distributing over 1,000 backpacks throughout the state. And it wasn't a one-man job. It was the full team coming together. And I'll tell you, I kind of spearheaded it, and I fell behind because life is busy right now, and my family, my team, the rest of the people in this company, kind of pulled together to make sure we got across the finish line. And it's just I don't think I've had a moment here where I didn't feel as though somebody had my back. And I say to my team all the time, it's okay to raise your hand and say you need help. And when you need help, somebody somewhere will step in and assist. And it's really a calming feeling that you have that when things were at their worst, and and they have been over the last 18 months.
You bet.
Yeah, you know that you've got somebody who's going to pick you up and kind of carry you across that finish line. And it is a nice feeling. It's a great feeling to know that you're surrounded by people like that.
I love it, Bill. I really thought you fell behind on that backpack drive because you couldn't get away from being chained to the desk. But okay.
The chain is about 40 feet. So
Got it. Okay, so you move a little bit. I love it. Jason, anything on your mind relative to that family ethos?
Well, my relationship to family is very direct. This is a family business,
You bet.
and so today I spent about an hour with mom and dad.
Awesome.
Talking about how do we get this company to be even better than it is today. And my dad's focus was, when he was running the company, really in the operations department and in Bill's world, purchasing, and so he always has. You brought up. I'm going to put your
Please.
ethoses together, but you talk about expertise, and a person that's been around for 50 years in this industry.
You
That's
bet.
him. Him bringing that expertise to the table and allowing me to be in the front lines, taking that expertise, trying to figure out how to combine his expertise with being a little bit different in terms of where we're going as a company, because the world changed over 50 years,
Yep.
and him being comfortable with that, sometimes reluctantly, but we get him there.
Yep. I
think, and then so we're at the end of the meeting, and I say, oh, I forgot, we're meeting with a customer in about an hour for dinner. You guys should come along, because that customer loves my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
So that being, our customers are family too. I mean, I know that growing up, my parents were very close with many of our customers. They became personal friends. And so just that family dynamic bleeds through the company and into the customers and through the vendors. I remember having vendors over for dinner when I was a kid, and my mom would make dinner for them, and they became part of our family. I know them now; they're still in the industry, and they're part of our Hillmarks family. So just kind of the tentacles are everywhere.
And Jason, in my mind, as you were talking about those tentacles going out, I want to add community, right? Because I know how deeply you all care about the community, and because it is a family environment in that community, if you will, and I know that you support that so well as well. So, guys, thank you so very much. I hope that the film has touched you as it has touched me. I hope that as you show it to your team, it touches them, and because it should. I think my experience with you all, the opportunity to learn from you all, and what this film has shown is absolutely what I had dreamt of when I dreamt of the idea of championing the noble calling of distribution. And the respect is absolutely out of this world. And I'm not the only one. Let me just show a couple things. Karen, as she was watching, she said that was absolutely great. Mark White says to us, thanks for reminding us, talking about Hill and Marks, thanks for reminding us the deeper purpose of distribution. And Will commented, another great example of a patriotic company that truly cares about its people and its customers. So I know this episode is going to be touching a lot of people, guys. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. I know you have a dinner tonight.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Hey, Dirk, can I ask you one last question?
Please.
So I just want to introduce you to our VP of Sales. He's sitting here watching us.
Yes.
You see him? He's also part of our family. That's Joe Waite.
Very nice to meet you.
Wait. Keep moving it. I can't see. There you go. Hey, Joey.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, man. What'd you think of the video? What'd you think of the film?
Very well done. Very well done.
Awesome.
Proud of the company, and you captured it very well.
Thank you, man.
For being a part of that.
And you have something to be proud about. It's awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks. Okay, guys. Thank you so very much. Have a great dinner, and we'll be in touch. All right, y'all? Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, Dirk. Take care.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. So there you have it, our 7th episode of We Supply America. Thanks to Jason and Bill for jumping on afterwards. I got to tell you something. My heart is touched. My mind is on fire in terms of this championing the noble calling of distribution, in terms of the role and the backbone and the importance of distribution in terms of how businesses and leadership, like at Hill and Marks, um, the deep concern for employees, as Jason said at the end, employees, customers, the community, suppliers, vendors, the growth of people, the example they gave of the driver, the example that he just talked about, the Harlem Globetrotter from picker to leader in a very short period of time. That's our second ethos. So thanks again to the Hill and Marks team. You guys, next week, same time, 3 o'clock Central, we have our 8th and final for season 1 of We Supply America episode, and that's an amazing organization also from the
Phil,
Northeast,
we should
the
just promote
Granite,
this. You should spell them
the
next week.
Granite Group, and that'll come out at 3 o'clock on Central next Thursday as well. So there you have it, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hill and Marks, one more time, thank you. Jason, thank you. Bill, thank you. Everything can be found at wesupplyamerica.net, including the episode that you just watched. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you out on the road. We'll see you on social, and we'll see you next Thursday with our 8th episode. Thanks, everybody.